Oh, hello, family, friends, and stalkers. You know who you are. Catherine Hood here, or some of you actually know me as Coach Catherine. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. And thank you for your comments below, posting your just simply saying reply or commenting on something you hear in this video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it more than I can say. So thank you. This week's topic is failing gracefully. Anybody love to fail? Have you failed recently at anything? Have you, or maybe a better way to word it is, have you made a misstep or mistake or gotten a step backwards or fallen off track or whatever? Have you failed recently? That's the topic this week, is failing gracefully and embracing it. Failure is the mother of success. I love that quote. So why is failure something that most people avoid? I don't know. Why do you avoid it? Why do I avoid it? Because it's painful. I don't want to fail at anything. I want to be perfect. Just kidding. Okay, so maybe a little bit. Stay stuck. So here's the reason why most people don't or fail is they stay stuck, or they didn't even want to try, or don't even start because they're afraid of failure. We are born eager to fail. Think about it. If you have a baby or had a baby or know of a baby or grandbaby or been around a niece or nephew, babies love to fail. Babies love it. They make mistakes constantly. And hopefully, if you're watching this, you've made a lot of mistakes as well as a child, right? So maybe, or at least I hope that you're potty trained. If you're potty trained, then you've made a lot of mistakes. And most of you watching this are probably know how to ride a bike or know how to drive a car. And some of you that are watching this may know how to drive stick shift. So we've all failed. We've all made mistakes, and we've all lived to tell a funny story about it, or live a tale, or tell a tale about it. But we all survived, right? We can say that we did it, we prevailed, and we're successful now. And we can do these things without even thinking about it, right? Unless you're still peeing your pants. The experience of small failures helps people cope with major defeat later, which is inevitable to happen, right? We're all going to face major defeat or major loss or major failure or major mistakes at some point in our life. So failure thickens our skin. It allows us to have the opportunity to learn how to cope, how to make it through the small things that we make mistakes on to get through the bigger stuff. Think about it. If you go through life with everything being hunky-dory and perfect, what will happen when you face major defeats? Loss of a job, loss of a house, loss of a child, loss of a spouse, any kind of major loss. How will you handle that? How will you cope? You won't have the coping skills if you don't learn to fail gracefully. Be aware that it's hard to deal with a rough road if you've never been on one. I saw myself personally. I drove down a really bumpy road last night. That was a great example. You're just kind of like, okay, I just need to go slower. I need to just deal with this one step at a time. And, that's factual for life too. We need to fail. We need to learn how to fail gracefully, learn how to reflect on, where did this happen to me? What can I do to prevent that? So no matter how many times you fail, keep getting back up, but keep getting right back up. I'm really speaking in general terms on this live this week, but let's talk about fat loss. If you're wanting to shed some body fat, if you fall off track, it's important to get right back up the next day. It's not wait till Monday, wait till next week, wait till next month. Before you know it, weeks, days, months, years peel away, and you're in worse shape than you were before. So it's really, really important when you make a mistake, when you get off track, to bounce right back up. Get back on track, create that habit, install that identity, know who you are, how you want to be seen and viewed. You'll get better at it with practice, learning how to cope, okay? So the key to getting right back up is to take time, create space, and reflect and learn from those missteps. You know, we want to take that time. You know, I often tell people to take a bath, take a shower, drive, go for a long drive, go for a long walk, go for exercise. Do something that enables you to have that space and time to reflect and think, or talk to someone that you trust and know to help you work through the highs and lows, how to avoid it and process it. Albert Einstein wasn't able to speak until he was 4 years old, and his teacher said that he would never amount to much. What if he believed that? What if at 4 years old he latched onto that belief and believed it, right? Followed through with that. How would that have impacted our lives today? So, you know, even those things that people say to us, people, you know, we can't latch onto that. We can't believe it. We can't allow that to be baggage and carry us, weigh us down for our entire life. Michael Jordan, after being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in the room and cried, right? He processed his feelings. He let them out, but then he bounced right back. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper from lacking imagination and having no original ideas. What if he let that failure or those comments be his belief? He didn't, right? And look at what would have happened if Walt Disney didn't create Disneyland and Disney World and all the Disney stuff, right? It would have impacted our lives today. Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. What if she let that consume her? I don't know what the full story is. I don't know if she sulked over it for a minute or months or years, but I'm assuming it probably lit a fire underneath her. And that's what I'm kind of saying today is fail gracefully. Take whatever missteps, whatever mistakes, or falling off track or getting derailed as a way to let your fire bounce right back. If you never failed, you've never tried anything new. Going back to potty training, riding a bike, and driving a car, you've got to try new things. You've got to experience life and not fear failure. Failure spawns creativity, motivation, and grit. And oftentimes failure often will generate new inventions, right? Something doesn't work fully like you want it to or intended it to. Somebody will invent something just a little bit better, something that's got more wheels and bells and whistles. Don't know. But the more often you navigate failure successfully, the stronger and more resilient you become and able to cope. All of these lessons eventually build your level of confidence. We all want more of that. Also helps build your self-esteem, but only if you make that time to create that space and be able to reflect on it and get right back up. Failure is the mother of success. Looking over my life, failure led to greater, better, amazing things. Embracing small failures enables you to cope and handle things better, or handle those larger events that are going to happen in life. Kind of mentioned that earlier, but definitely I've had my share of failures. I don't air a lot of them on social media. I don't feel that's appropriate. But have you ever failed, or have you failed recently? And have something in a way that you want to overcome it. I can help you with that. As I expand and look at different things, I'm enjoying a lot more variety versus just fat loss or weight loss or bodybuilding or different things. I'm looking and expanding in different ways to help people, empower them to get over challenges. So embrace failure and ask yourself these questions. What can I learn from this? That is the most important question that I want you to take from this video today. I want you to hear my voice, go with you when something happens, whether it be in a minute, a year from now, or 10 minutes from now. I want you to hear my voice that says, what can I learn from this? Reflect on it. Figure out how to avoid it. What can I do differently to avoid it happening again? And that's the next question. What can I do differently? The next one is there anyone that's been down this road before that I can ask on how they overcame it? You know, get a mentor, get a coach, get a trainer, get someone that can help you that's been down this road. Even if it's been a day or a week or a month before you or years before you, ask them how they overcame this challenge. It's only a mistake if you do not learn the lesson with it. Okay? Failure is not a step backwards. It's an excellent stepping stone to your future of success. I like that one. Most times things don't go as planned. I can tell you factually, my journey, my health journey has had many peaks and valleys, and some of them really big. It doesn't go as planned. It's not how we picture it. Oftentimes people ask me, how long did it take you? From start to the first time I went on stage was 18 months, but I will truthfully tell you, I really wasn't happy with my body until 4 years in. And everybody's body is different. Everybody's challenges and journey is different. We sometimes stop and start, but I would say it definitely was a good 4 years. So I have personally had many missteps and failures in my life. Most posts on social media, 99% of them are going to be positive. Why? Because I love positivity. I believe it attracts amazing, incredible people into your life when you're positive and you're not raining all this negativity. Poor me, feel sorry for me. But I do feel it's really important to spread good vibrations, have good positivity, ask great questions, engage with people. But if I do air anything that's maybe a mistake or a misstep, I try to add some humor to it. But look at any celebrities that you follow, or athletes or Olympians. Most likely they make whatever it is that they are unique or great at, they make it look super easy, right? Especially Olympians. I watch them and I'm like, oh, that looks easy. I can do that. I can't. But they, have had broken bones. They've had sprains. They've had injuries. They've had challenges, illnesses, sicknesses, loss of family members, all sorts of different challenges. And they probably don't air all those things either. But they do often have coaches, trainers, chefs, maybe maids, all these different people in place to help them achieve their greatness. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't hire coaches and trainers throughout my journey as well. I feel like that's a huge, amazing, incredible investment that you won't regret. So just like hiring these professionals that I just read off, it's a blessing and it's something that you really should consider. So what's holding you back? How can you take a small step forward today, create a mini or a micro goal that you can do every single day? You can show up and do every single day. So for instance, if you want to have abs, don't care where you are in your journey, but maybe you want to have abs, what can you do for 2 minutes a day that will help you get abs? Maybe I've done this actually a couple of times, actually with this group for 2 months, not consecutively, but for 2 months I did a 2-minute workout on my abs a day, and it does make a huge difference. Now, you don't get abs unless you have really tight nutrition. So I'm not saying working out for 2 days is going to give you that six-pack. There's a lot more that goes with it, probably more mental than anything. But what can you do for 2 minutes a day that helps you attain whatever goal it is that you're wanting to do? Set the bar really low, something that you can do every single day. Show up just a little bit and be proud that you did it. Is there anybody that can hold you accountable to doing this? Create that, get it, hire it, whatever you need to do. So how can you go forward and give it your best with knowing there will be failure and mistakes along the way, but knowing that you can fail gracefully, laugh about it, joke about it. And I also do encourage you, if you have dinner at the table like you should every night with your family, tonight, ask them, what did you fail at today? And see what their responses are. I bet you anything, everybody stops and is like, well, that's a weird question, but they're going to think about it. Like, really engage them. Really, maybe before you go to dinner, sit down, have your one failure for the day in mind so you can help get the conversation going. Failure won't kill you, but your fear to fail just might keep you from success. If we haven't talked, love to meet you, love to chat with you. Let me know what it is that you're wanting to overcome, what challenges or barriers or goals that you have that you want help with. As always, signing out, Coach Catherine. Thank you, guys.